Imagine this, every social interaction, every corporate ladder, every political stage is a chessboard. And while you're busy playing checkers, others are using the 48 laws of power to manipulate, dominate, and control you without you even realizing it. These laws aren't just theories in a book. They're real-world tools of psychological warfare, sharpened over centuries to shape outcomes, bend loyalties, and maintain authority. In this video, we're going to expose how these 48 laws of power are used on you every single day, and how to recognize them before you get played. Stick around, because knowing these laws isn't just about power, it's about survival in a world that runs on strategy. The Invisible Playbook. Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power is often sold as a self-help manual for ruthless success, but for those in the know, it's more like a manual for social engineering. Politicians, CEOs, cult leaders, even that cunning co-worker in the next cubicle, they're all using these rules as an invisible playbook. Take Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Sounds harmless? It's how bosses convince you that extra work is a growth opportunity while quietly setting you up for burnout. Or Law 6. Court attention at all costs, which fuels the influencer economy and the 24-hour news cycle. Even when scandals break, the truly powerful don't hide. They know controversy keeps them in the spotlight. And let's not forget Law 1. Never outshine the master. Ever wonder why your great ideas at work mysteriously become your boss's achievements? They're making sure you don't threaten their throne. Corporate culture and the laws. If you think these laws are just for Renaissance courts or political backrooms, think again. Modern corporations are breeding grounds for power games. Law 15 says, crush your enemy totally. It's why mergers and acquisitions aren't just business deals, but strategic assassinations of competitors. Law 14, pose as a friend, work as a spy, is practically the job description for corporate networking. Watch as colleagues smile at you while collecting intel to undercut you later. Human resources departments might talk about teamwork and collaboration, but behind the motivational posters is Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. HR interviews and personality tests aren't just about fitting you into a culture. They're about finding your weaknesses, your needs, your motivations, so they can manage you more effectively. The modern office is an open-air Machiavellian laboratory where these laws aren't just encouraged, they're institutionalized. Media, politics, and mass control. You're not safe outside the office either. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles drives the entire news and entertainment industry. Politicians stage rallies with dramatic lighting and music because they know emotion overrides logic. The media knows fear sells, so they practice Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Constant crises, breaking news banners, and scary statistics keep you glued to the screen, ready to obey the loudest voice promising safety. And consider Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. Every political campaign that promises simple answers to complex problems is using it. They don't offer truth. They offer the fantasy that they alone can fix it. Meanwhile, Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim is why big brands donate to charity while lobbying against regulations in private. They buy your goodwill with feel-good ads and CSR reports while maintaining their real agendas. Personal relationships and manipulation. Think power games are limited to big institutions? Look closer to home. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew is the foundation of toxic relationships. Manipulative partners will study you to learn what makes you tick, then use it against you in fights or negotiations. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor is why ghosting works. People who disappear after intense connection create an emotional vacuum, making you crave their return even more. Ever met someone who's too good to be true? They might be using Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Love bombing, grand declarations, it's all designed to win loyalty before the mask drops. These laws aren't abstract, they're blueprints for emotional manipulation that play out in bedrooms, friendships, and family dramas every day. The social media arena. If you think you're immune because you're smart or aware, think again. Social media has turned these laws into algorithms. Law 6, court attention at all costs, is the entire influencer business model. Outrage farming, it's Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. Trolls don't argue to win, they provoke to control the conversation. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, is how brands recruit unpaid brand ambassadors. Share this post to prove you're a good person. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion, act like a king to be treated like one, is the foundation of personal branding. People flex online because status is currency. Social media rewards exaggeration, drama, and conflict, because those are the surest ways to capture and control your attention. You don't just use these platforms, they use you, recognizing the game. So what can you do? The first step is to recognize that these laws are everywhere. They're not evil by themselves, they're tools. Tools that can be used to build or to destroy. Knowing them doesn't just help you defend against manipulation, it helps you navigate power structures with your eyes open. The second step is to see where you might be using them unconsciously. Ever concealed your true intentions? Ever used flattery to get ahead? Understanding these laws means confronting your own role in the game, because even if you swear never to manipulate anyone, you still need to recognize when it's being done to you. Power is immoral. It doesn't care about your ethics, your feelings, or your intentions. It's simply the raw ability to shape outcomes, to move people and events in the direction you choose. It has no conscience of its own. It doesn't reward the most virtuous or the most deserving. In fact, history shows us time and again that those who master power often do so precisely because they understand it is indifferent to morality. Those who pretend power doesn't matter usually end up at the mercy of those who know it does. That's the brutal truth. You can choose to ignore the game, but you can't opt out of it. The moment you decide you're too good at a strategy is the moment you become someone else's strategy. The world isn't fair, but it is predictable. Patterns of influence and manipulation repeat over centuries, across cultures, in boardrooms, bedrooms, and battlefields alike. And the 48 laws of power are the cheat codes written in plain sight for those willing to read them. When you see these laws at work, you see how people control narratives, shape perceptions, and set the terms of engagement before anyone else even knows there's a negotiation happening. They make sure their version of reality becomes the accepted truth. They know how to create loyalty, how to spark fear, how to sow confusion, and then offer themselves as the only clear path. These aren't coincidences, they're tactics. And if you don't recognize them, you'll keep falling for them. If you want to break free from being controlled, you have to start by learning the rules of control. Because you can't win a game you don't even know you're playing. Once you understand the tactics, they lose their power over you. You start to see through the fake apologies, the strategic flattery, the manufactured crises designed to keep you compliant. You stop reacting blindly and start responding intelligently. So if you found this video eye-opening, make sure to subscribe, like, and share it with someone who needs to see behind the curtain. Drop a comment telling us which of the 48 laws you think is used most in your life, and how you plan to fight back. Together, let's build a community that doesn't just follow the rules, but understands them well enough to rewrite them. That's why this channel exists, to shine a light on the hidden scripts that run our lives, to expose the psychological levers that marketers, politicians, bosses, and even friends sometimes pull to get what they want, to show you the strategy behind the stories you're told every day. Because once you understand the difference between authentic leadership and cynical manipulation, you can choose your response. You can decide when to play along, when to walk away, and when to set your own terms. Because in the end, knowledge is the real power, and the moment you see the game, you stop being a pawn. Welcome to the channel where we expose the power plays, reveal the strategies, and help you become the master of your own story. Let's make sure you're the one controlling the board, not the other way around.